Since mid-April 2022 is the one day of the week there was no rain in the forecast and the winds were light enough that I could go for a flight. Little did I know I would encounter this on this day.
That's another very good, very obvious reason to reject a takeoff. Nutry, I'm losing power. Nutry, Cessna 1 Yankee, we're 7,200 feet, basically directly overhead the field. We're going to be coming down, ready to land, runway 20, and partial power loss.
You guys good? We need to make a call for you?
So what caused this to happen while I was in flight? And what actions did I take to ensure I had a safe landing? Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm MIZUEZ, a private pilot out of the Nutry Airport in Northern California. I earned my PPL in 2021 and just purchased my first aircraft, a 1962 Cessna 172C, and I'm learning everything that goes along with aircraft ownership. I hope you enjoy tagging along on my adventures as I explore new places, make new friends, visit some old ones, and see what opportunities aviation has to offer. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. I'll see you in the skies.
1549 Yankee Josh approach to Edwards altimeter 3035.
Roger, radio Cessna 1549 Yankee, transmitting 1221, receiving 1094 out of here.
That's 100 Yankee, up to the right 15 degrees or more. There's traffic departing runway 14 straight out of CRJ. Cessna 1549 Yankee, Fresno approach. Fresno altimeter is 3032.
So our story begins in the early afternoon in late April. It had been a really rainy weekend, and the forecast was calling for more rain later in the week. This was the one day where the weather was actually good enough that I could go fly and kind of buzz around the local area and just have some fun, plus get the aircraft back in the air again.
Nutry traffic, Cessna 1549 Yankee, taking off, runway 20, be a straight up departure, Nutry.
It was a little windy on the surface, which was okay. It wasn't above my personal minimums. Everything was within tolerances and all that. But it was recommended to me that the winds above the cloud layer are actually going to be a lot calmer than the winds below. So if I'm looking for a smoother ride, it'd be cool to go up above the clouds. And I wanted to go above the clouds. I like the looks of that. I think it should be, actually, in terms of like the 8th wonder of the world is the backside of water. I think the 9th wonder of the world is the top of a cloud. So I was gonna go see that and go experiment with that, and it looked really cool. And I was actually up in the air for quite a while above the clouds and was able to go around quite a few of them, and it looked really good.
That's another very good, very obvious reason to reject a takeoff.
Very shortly after I noticed the RPM going down, my initial reaction was check the mixture, make sure I haven't overleaned it and I'm not giving the engine enough fuel. Well, that wasn't the case. Check the throttle friction lock, make sure that's good and my throttle isn't just being pushed out on me and reducing throttle that way. That was fine. I'm getting carb ice.
Nutry, I'm losing power.
And I went and turned on carb heat. Now carb heat, it reroutes the air coming into the engine around the exhaust and then starts putting hot air into the carburetor. This will not only melt any ice that's there, but also help prevent more ice from showing up because the air temperature is so much higher.
Nutry Cessna 1 Yankee, we're 7,200 feet, basically directly overhead the field. We're going to be coming down, ready to land, runway 20, and partial power loss.
You guys good? We need to make a call for you?
I believe it's just it's a precaution.
Alright, citation 1 Tango Juliet, we're taxiing from the ramp down to 20.
So by turning on the carb heat, by increasing power a little bit, and just making sure and double checking on my mixture that setting was good, I was able to remove the ice on the carburetor before I lost my engine completely. Once I got all that under control, I had the engine stabilized and it was holding RPM where I wanted it. I initiated a descent, but I wasn't going to do an emergency, get to the ground as quickly as possible. That wasn't necessary in this situation. I knew if I pulled the power all the way to idle and just dove for the airport, I would shock cool the engine, and that could actually do more damage than just leaving the carb heat in and making my way down safely and steadily. So I left the carb heat in, I set my power at about 2100 RPM and just held a powered descent back to the airport. Now in doing so, I mean, I was at 8,000 feet. I had to lose 7,900 feet, and I'm already overhead the airfield. So what I ended up doing is I went right on the arrival end, and I just went in a lot of circles. I think it was about 7 or 8 circles that I did as I was losing altitude. Again, I didn't want to lose altitude so quickly that I shock cooled the engine. I wanted to keep that temperature up. I just made a bunch of right-hand circles until my altitude was appropriate enough that I could come in and do a one-shot final approach, safe landing.
And Nutri traffic, Cessna 1 Yankee 3 miles, runway 20, Nutri, full stop.
Once the whole ordeal was all said and done and I was back on the ground safely, I did realize that probably by the time I had even gotten into the point that I was doing my circles and coming down to land, Carb Ice was already gone, my power was restored, and everything was back to normal. There was no emergency or anything like that. But I've already initiated my emergency landing procedure. I've already made the decision. I'm going in to land. I'm just gonna get down and be safe. I mean, since I already had that going, I just stuck with it and said, I will debrief this, talk myself through it, find out what I did right, what could I have done better, and be a better pilot going forward. We always want to learn from our experiences. Even though we could have done everything absolutely right by the book, there's always an opportunity to do something better. The thing I could do better in this situation is just awareness. Knowing, flying around the clouds, that there is a lot of moisture in the air. And even though the temperature is warm, it was 70 degrees on the ground, it was a warm day. But I could feel in the aircraft as I was going around the clouds that I was physically getting cold. I was closing air vents, I was closing off the cabin air. I was starting to shiver a little bit, I was getting cold, and I wasn't rocking on the throttle. I had the throttle slightly pulled back because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going in circles and cruising around the clouds. All of that combined is the perfect opportunity for Carb Ice to form. And now that I've experienced that and I know that, I'll be more aware of that next time I get into that situation. I know this was a little different video than usual, and so I wasn't expecting this to happen, and unfortunately, as you can tell in the audio, I did have some audio issues. I was trying something new to try and make it better, and it obviously did not work. So we will get better audio for the next one. If you like videos like this, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And I hope everyone has a safe, happy, healthy rest of your week. And as always, I will catch you on the next one.